Is Will here, giving you a little starting point video, but thank you all for coming by and watching and checking out this video. If you haven't watched them already, please check out my other videos before this one where I've painted some models at different scales. But basically we're going to be every Saturday painting models from the board game, which Apex is getting a board game, one of the most hyped games of the year. So I'm going to be doing that. If you want to see these live and talk to me and ask questions and stuff and hang out, check out the Cat Cam Live. I do these every Saturday, except for this Saturday coming up when this video is released, just because I need some personal me time. I've been going through some things, as some may have seen on the streams. But anyways, this is a live rewatching of the video as I'm editing it, and I'm just going to voice over it, just like the last ones. So here we are. We're starting with the Too Thin Coats paint, Dungeon Gray. For those who want to get into dripper bottles, maybe you've started Warhammer with, like, you started with Citadel paints, getting into like D&D mini painting or stuff like that, or you want to get into miniature paintings. And depending on how large your store is, most places that do miniatures are going to carry Games Workshop. They're just like the Walmart brand of miniature painting. But if you can get other paints or mail them in, especially if you're in America for this brand, I would highly recommend this paint brand because it is a great starter for dripper bottles. It's super new painter friendly. It teaches you how to thin by holding your hand a bit, and it color matches Games Workshop. So we used it to paint her pants, and now we're using Troglodyte blue and Void blue to paint all the medical equipment. We do later on paint her hands with it because this model and the last one too seemed to have issues where I couldn't see detail until it was painted. So her saline bag, her mask, and her saline bag, the drones tubes that hold the saline, and her gloves get painted that color. And here we're coming in with the Army Painter Speed Paint Black, and we're basically painting everything else. So like the straps, the bags, the flight stand. Black actually, once it's all done finished painting, black actually acts like a natural hider, so you won't really notice it until you really look at the stick in person. So after all the straps been painted, we came in here and we painted the shirt to look kind of dirtyish. We're going off the picture as a guide, but we're not going 100% off of it, just because Lifeline's my model, so I wanted to make her slightly different. So we used skeleton to make the dirty cloth for the shirt and the strap on the one leg. So here we come in. This is the model after those primary base layers have been painted. I know we finally got a new light in, so the camera lighting's actually a lot better in this video. And then yeah, so we're gonna continue here. We're doing the reds. We're using contrast there, as you can see, the Blood Angels red. It's actually a pretty nice red, and you can use it like a normal paint. It's one of the few from the original line that I really liked. The contrast white, though, really sucked. I haven't got a new pot yet because they're in the larger bottles, but it is a really nice paint, and it goes on white paint pretty nicely. Just like as you can see on the drone here, it works pretty well as a base paint. I do come in later to tidy up and make the lines more narrower and less flared out, so it's more like straight edges. After that, we came in here and we did the straps on Lifeline and on the drone, where we paint some silver, mostly on the eyes and the handles and stuff, as you can see there. And then the tubes, we did some cool things with the blue, so you can see the stuff in there. Using the tiny brush, I just painted a little red cross on her backpack. In the lore, I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be like a mountaineer, sort of like rock climbing, like search and rescue person is her last job. Here I am just touching up spots with the white. Then we come in with the uniform gray, and we're basically just going to go over, again, pouches, leathers, and stuff like that, kind of like do a semi-layering over the paracord here. Things that we want to paint a different color but not keep white, we're just going to go over with this gray. This is also really nice gray. Army Painter does grays and blues really well, I find. Here was something cool I finally got to try. So on her belt, at least on the model I have, she's supposed to have like these straps around her legs that are like reflective things like you see bikers have. So what this cool army painter technical paint is, it's called fairy dust, and the idea is you add it like you're thinning paints to any of your paints, especially the more not opaque but reverse opaque, and when you mix it, it turns it into a metallic paint. So it's not easy to see on this one, but in person it gave it a nice low sort of quality reflective tape look. And here we come into the base. I know it may have looked like a huge skip. There wasn't that much of a difference. It was just touch up. But we're coming in with a watered down Mornfang Brown just to add a base layer underneath, so when the texture paints get added into those areas, if you see through it, it doesn't just show, you know, like base material. And it also gives a nice watered down, like a wet mud effect once it gets hit by the varnish. And here we come in with just some greens and some browns, and we paint the grasses, which then lets us do the mud paint here, which if you use the Vallejo stuff, it lasts forever. I've had this stuff for like 3 years now, and even when it dries off, you just hit it with like water spray and it works. Then we come in with the PVA glue and my mixture of dead grass and live grass colors. I just stick it in, shove it around, make sure my fan doesn't blow on me when I pick it up to knock it off. So every time I knock it off, the rotisserie fan is pointing away. Then I'm just coming in here to clean off any dirt, mud, and grass I have on there. And then with that, I'm coming in with the varnish that I have, just to kind of hit areas that I want to keep matte slash shiny. I can't remember if it's matte or shiny. It's one of the two. But, oh no, this is the wash, my bad. So we're using the Holy Trinity of washes, and this is what it looks like after. So we hit it with Reckland, non-oil, flesh, Agrax, contrast white for the whites, and light tone for the dirt. Boom, 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 boom. I don't know if my camera froze. Again, this is live commentary. Okay, here we go. So we have the part, my favorite part of any model painting, which basically heralds the end times of my painting on it. And this is the dry brush. So I'm just using some cheap makeup brushes I got from a person. And I'm just going in with my all-time, you know, trademarked, our favorite of the channel, Terminus Stone. So I put that shit on everything just to like Frank's Red Hot Sauce. After that, and as you can see the gloves there, I just came in with the base colors again and some lighter ones and just layered, and now we're applying the base ring. If you want to see layering and how that kind of looks, there's a bunch of YouTube videos up there. I also have some other videos of me painting of the last model, so you can see that. But basically layering is you're just coming in and you're getting a lighter paint or even the same base paint and just going over the raised edges where the sun or your light will hit. So like when you see clothes wrinkled in a drawing, how like where you see the wrinkle, like the line of the scrunch is brighter, kind of like how you can see in the picture in the top right there, how her elbow looks bright, but then you can see the little black lines to represent the cloth being scrunched by her arm when it bends. That's highlighting. That's layering. So we basically did that. So with that, guys, this is basically going to be the end here. It should be coming up here where we're seeing the model's final form. Just coming in with a couple of layers because this black is very thin, but it takes a couple of layers. But here we go. This is Lifeline finished. The eyes kind of look wonky on here, but besides that, the face was very terrible to paint. The eyes were really bad to do. If I had a magnifying glass, it'd probably be easier to see because it's really easy to see her eye through this direction. But when I was painting it in person, it sucked. But the rest of the model, really well done. Actually pretty well detailed. It just took a little imagination and practice with getting my brush to be, you know, not as shaky. As you can see, I have shaky hand syndrome. But besides that, it was a really nice model, and it makes me excited for Gilberto when he's going to be our next one. So with that, thank you all for watching. We're going to end up closing it here, and I'm going to go to bed after I get this all slapped together and uploaded. Again, if you guys want to see more of these videos, I will be doing these every Saturday, next being Gilberto. Then after him, we're going to be doing Loba. and then the supply bins and respawn beacons. And after that, we're going to do some arts and crafts with foam board, popsicle sticks, and old Pokemon codes, because we're going to be making something special, a pocket version of such. And again, if you guys want to try this game out for yourself, go and you have Tabletop Simulator. The official one is free on Tabletop Simulator. Just look for Apex Legends, the board game official, and you can try it for yourself. Bye-bye. Click the video. Click it. Click the video. You know you want to. Click it.